Hey guys, it's me, Corey from Unified Masters. I am back with a little update. Kind of an odd angle because I don't have the tripod out. It's a nice stormy day. There's a lot of clearing going on in the land in our personal lives right now, and that's why I wanted to bring this forward. Is the importance of shifting our narrative as we are going about our ascension process, and kind of what's collectively going on too, and what I see happening for a few people. So over the course of the last couple of months, we've had a lot of energy body upgrades and a lot of new codes that have come forth that have entered our field. And through these passageways that have been occurring, there's been a lot of kind of old narratives, old codes, old threads. Speaking of one and the same, just in different perspectives and viewpoints, that's coming forward for review to be unwoven out of our field so we can begin to land in that next new reality stream. So as a result of the bifurcation that's occurring, the split from the old world to the new world, we're finding that there is a lot of old codes that are coming through in these passageways that are being anchored through that are keeping us limited in old cycles, essentially. So I've noticed this with a few different people, including my own life, where this most recent passageway had some really old patterns coming up for review, and there were ones that I had shifted out, or I thought I had shifted out, once again, um, over the course of the past couple of months, and it really brought this kind of stale, old, deteriorated aspect that came through, and I, sat here kind of wondering, going, what's going on here? Why is this occurring? And I recognized that there was something that was ready to be shifted out of my field. And this is the importance of narrative shifting as we are progressing through our stages of ascension. And so yesterday, in Tuesdays with Corey, we had someone that talked about these old patterns coming up. And as I went into this, 20-minute discussion about old patterns, old themes, old layers coming up to be dissolved out of our field, this morning I woke up and I recognized that I had encountered the same thing, and I had to make a conscious choice to shift some things so I could be able to land in that higher reality stream. So when we look at pathways, timelines, or let's do the progression of this: timelines, pathways, reality streams, and higher and higher and higher into different hues, bandwidths, harmonics, whatever we want to refer to it as, depending on our level of consciousness. Um, these higher vibrational streams that we were trying to pop into require us having to change our narrative and being able to shift those codes out of our field. And I noticed that someone else had this happen recently, and it's really a part of these old codes that have been coming through that are keeping us into an old narrative. While these codes might be new to some people and might help them to arrive in their higher reality stream. For me, there was some stuff that was coming through that I recognized just wasn't serving anymore, and I knew that it was time to shift out some narratives and to shift out some karma. And so I consciously chose to change a lot of things in my life, and as a result of that, I'm now connecting better with my energy body, connecting better with the land, connecting better with Gaia, and with my entire reality, to where there's more of a state of oneness and acceptance in enjoying the progression of my ascension path, but also enjoying my reality stream now. And so it dawned upon me that it was time to come up with a way to shift the narrative. And so I wanted to bring this up as a focal point to highlight in your field, what is ready to shift for you. Have you had some old patterns and some old themes come up to the surface recently that you witnessed and were like, why is this popping up again? Well, it might be that there's a layer that is ready to be dissolved out of your field and you're ready to shift it. So I ask that you go in and really reflect on your reality and your patterns and themes and lessons and go, okay, what's coming up that's old that I'm ready to let go of? So to go into what these threads and these codes mean, they are essentially kind of imprints in your field that are going to dictate what experiences you have through your trajectory, that are going to provide you ample opportunity for growth and awareness, so you can essentially wrap up the lesson bow to it, honor the lesson, and then begin to integrate the lesson and then expand and upgrade and realign into that new high vibrational stream for you. So essentially, what's going on is these old codes that have come forth are now presenting old lessons and old themes and old patterns, and this is popping up for some people. So I invite you to look in and go, okay, what's been popping up, since Lionsgate that I'm ready to shift out of my field and ready to let go of? What action steps can I take towards resolving this issue? This is where the communication with the soul link is really key right now, and making sure that you're purifying your connection with the soul and really connecting with the unified essence is that you will be able to now see that there's something that's ready to go, and you can begin the process of deprogramming, unraveling out of your field, and being able to let go of whatever it may be that is no longer serving you and is keeping you locked into an older reality. And so a part of this is to just connect with the soul and ask, what am I ready to let go of? And then beginning that process. This is more of a lengthy process of going in and deprogramming and unraveling this thread out of your field so you can upgrade and align to the newer codecs, to the newer templates, coming back to that original you, that origin you, and being able to better sync up with your reality and your new reality streams. And so I wanted to invite everyone. I've got a light encoded shifting your narrative text that I've created that I'm going to be posting on Patreon. So if you go to patreon.com/unifiedmasters, it's a light encoded text that will give you the ability to be able to shift out your own narrative. And what's really neat about this is that then you're not reliant upon someone else's energy or a session to be able to do these things. You can simply copy and paste it into your notepad. And then with that, you can carry it wherever you're at. And if you notice this pattern and this theme coming up, you can shift it out. Another available resource for this is I have on unifiedmasters.com under activations. It's either activations or group sessions. I'm not sure, but go through, I believe it's group sessions actually. So unifiedmasters.com/group sessions, group-sessions. You will be able to see that there's a soul contract and karma clearing group session that I have available. I believe it's like $22. And if you get that, it's a really great resource because there's many moments on our journey where we've wrapped up the lesson, and for some reason there's this old pattern and theme coming through. And I think it's really great to provide these tools and these resources to you so you can be able to shift this out yourself. So there's the group session that's available that you can be able to utilize that if you want to shift out karma or you want to do any contract work towards upgrading or dissolving soul contracts. And then on Patreon, I will have available the shifting your narrative light encoded message, and it's just a simple step-by-step process of connection points and a light encoded message to help you to shift your narrative. With that, I also have some other things that are going to be posted on there pretty soon, some light language drawings and some other assistance tools as more is coming online, and as I'm working in this newer reality stream and working with my soul more, there's more things that are coming through that I will invite you all to check out over on Patreon. They're available on both of my tiers, so you can subscribe to either one of those and become a patron, and you will be able to access all of these tools as I'm in the process of building the new library for the resources and the tools that I use, and be able to share those semi-open access with my community. So I wanted to thank you all. Happy shifting, happy aligning. It's been a very interesting passageway that we've been moving through, but we're getting through it, and we're learning more, and we are really now in the process of really letting go of the old in so many different ways and really learning how to operate on a higher bandwidth, which I really do enjoy. Energies are connecting differently, connections with relations are different, connections with self and the soul is different, connections with the land is different, and with that it's exciting because it gives us an opportunity to kind of relearn and really expand our gifts and our tools to be able to help ourselves, but also to help the planet and help one another. So really exciting time, and really happy with the energetic flow that's occurring in the new cosmic flow. So I invite you all once again to join me on Patreon if you want. A lot of my resources that are light language, energy healing, that aren't updates like this will be posted through Patreon now. So I invite you all to come check it out. And if you need a session, I am available. Still available. You could go to my website to be able to do that. I no longer have a appointment calendar though. So the booking is straight through me, and this is just because of cosmic flow. This is because of sacred tasks that I'm called to do, as well as self-care and self-love. An important thing is really breaking out of linearity in the scheduling system that I've had to do, and really kind of stepping more into a flow of how we do sessions and how we book and how we arrange, and how we blueprint the new dynamic when we start to land in the higher reality streams and the higher spectrums. So once again, if you find an old pattern popping up in your life or an old narrative and you're wondering, hey, I resolved this, why is this coming back up? Maybe it's time to review. What are you ready to shift? What are you ready to let go of? What needs to be highlighted in your reality right now to be able to shift you into that higher bandwidth for yourself? Take stock of your reality and your internal processes. And there might be something that you're ready to let go of and you're ready to shift. And if so, I'd love to assist you in being able to shift that out. So head over to Patreon and yeah, the Shifting Your Narrative light encoded message will be up there, and it will help you out a lot. I've used it on myself. We used it on Samantha today, and it's worked. She's currently asleep, and I'm in the process of integrating over the next couple of days through this this process of realignment. And so I want to thank you all once again for hanging in there as I've been online, offline, and trying to reformat how this all works. I really do appreciate your continued support. If you like this video, please click like, click subscribe, share this with your friends. There might be someone out there that really needs this resource right now, and I love the ability to be able to share this information with people. And so, these threads are ready to be stripped out of our reality. They're ready to be to leave our field. And the moment that I did this, I noticed a huge change in the way that I flowed, in my ability to work. I was less tired. It was like it was more of a flow. It's like I was still stuck in a heavier, denser reality that was keeping me really locked and limited. And so if you find this, like you're feeling stuck, there might be some karma to shift out. There might be some contracts that need to be upgraded. There might be a narrative that needs to be shifted out of your field. So review this and ask yourself at a soul level, what needs to be shifted right now? And if you need help with that, I just gave you some resources to be able to assist you with that. And there's plenty of other resources out there. So feel free, if you need any assistance, feel free to book a session. You can also reach out to me via email. I am willing to answer, one or two brief questions. If you have a very, very lengthy question, I ask that you just please book a session. It makes it easier on me than having to go into really deep detail with every little aspect and thread that I know of the different information that I've gathered and unlocked and accessed through my ascension process. So I love you all unconditionally. Much love and respect to all of you out there. And with that, I will see you in another moment of the now. Namaste.